All right, here we go. You're watching Philadelphia Eagles now. I'm Chase Sr. No matter where you are or how you're tuned in, we appreciate you for making today's show a part of your day. As for what we're getting into, Mel Kiper Jr., ESPN NFL draft analyst, has released his grades for all teams across the NFL for the draft, and we're going to react to that here on the show. And ESPN Plus, they make you pay $11 per month just to read that article. But here on Eagles Now, we're giving it to you for free. And this is why you subscribe to the channel. Entertaining, informative, insightful coverage every day, year round, right here on the channel. So make sure you subscribe because our content limitless here at Chat Sports. Going into the draft, Mel Kiper Jr. had 3 specific needs for Philadelphia to fulfill. It was cornerback, wide receiver, and offensive line. And throughout all 7 rounds of the draft, Philadelphia, with their 9 selections, able to address these needs here going into the 2024 campaign. As for the players that the Eagles did take, I thought Howie Rsoeman crushed it. And I gave Philadelphia a B-plus grade. You can certainly make the argument it should have been an A grade. Best corner in the class at 22 fell right into your lap. You didn't even have to trade up to get him. Another round 1 worthy corner was DeJean out of Iowa. I think he's more of a safety at the next level, but he's a Swiss Army knife and a chess piece that you can utilize in a variety of ways on this Eagles defense. And the secondary last year was horrific. It was a nightmare to watch that unit on the back end try to contend with legitimate passing offenses. So you're bulking up that unit now and for the future. And in a couple of my mock drafts, I had Philadelphia taking Quinyon Mitchell in one draft. He was my dream target. I had the Birds going with DeJean. Terrion Arnold was another player that I thought the Eagles had interest in. So the top 2 picks, phenomenal. A little bit of a reach here for a raw prospect in Jalyx Hunt, edge rusher, Houston Christian, a converted safety who started his career at Cornell. Will Shipley is like a poor man's Christian McCaffrey. I think that he can see the field on 3rd downs, can catch the ball out of the backfield, run it, good balance, good feet. You get him in round 4. Ainias Smith is a player that Nick Sirianni pounded the table for. And he looked at his return ability, and he certainly has some giddy up there and can make people miss in short areas and short windows. You go bloodlines with Jeremiah Trotter Jr., the son of the Axeman, Jeremiah Trotter Sr. The value of getting him in the 5th round and trading up to do so, I'm cool with that. Limited athlete, but great production and great instincts. Then you address the offensive line 2 times in your final 3 picks. Trevor Keegan started every game for Michigan last year, was beloved in that program. You go Johnny Wilson, who's a 6'5", 6'6" wide receiver who can go up and get it. And then that other offensive lineman, Dylan McMahon. Eagles have had some luck taking 6th-round centers. Jason Kelce, Dylan McMahon. McMahon is not Jason Kelce, but he's smaller, athletic, and fast, of that Kelce type of variety. First, let's look at Kiper's thoughts on the Eagles offseason in general, the Eagles offseason as a whole. He said this: "There's no question the Eagles were one of the league's most disappointing teams in 2023 as they went from the Super Bowl to Coach Nick Sirianni being on the hot seat following a blowout loss to the Bucs in the wild card round, all in the span of a year. This is an important draft for Sirianni and general manager Howie Rsoeman, who saw their defense collapse in the last portion of the season. They made some solid signings in free agency to help that unit, but I thought they had to go with a cornerback in round 1 to add an injection of youth to their secondary, even if it meant trading up." And what a beautiful thing it was that Philadelphia, number 1, drafted a corner in the 1st round for the first time since 2002. Toledo Shepherd stretch is now over, and they didn't have to trade up for Quinyon Mitchell. The best corner in this class slid all the way down the draft board because 15 players went off the board consecutively to start this draft. So when you talk about value, fulfilling need, quality player who I think can be elite in the league, Eagles got that. Here's what Kiper had to say on day 1 and day 2. Rsoeman landed both of my top-ranked corners in DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell, though DeJean has the versatility to play safety too. As I wrote on Friday night, the Eagles crushed day 2 Also getting my favorite outside linebacker in the class, and Jalyx Hunt. All three will help a defense that ranked 30th in points allowed per game at 25.2. So Daniel Jeremiah had Hunt on the top 150 for his big board. Mel Kiper Jr. saying that's his favorite outside linebacker. Hunt's going to be able to drop back in coverage. Vic Fangio is going to ask him to do that. And the Eagles did such a great job of putting out the content of all of the draft calls that they made to their draftees. Howie Rsoeman's on the phone with Hunt, and he's like, hey, man, it's Howie Rsoeman. He's like, what's up, Big Pimpin'? Absolutely loved it. Howie's just like, he gave a little laugh. He was cracking up, and he's like, we're going to pick you right here. Thought it was a little bit of a reach for a developmental project player, but certainly has some intrigue there with the twitch, the bend, the athleticism, and the speed. Speaking of Quinyon Mitchell, by the way, his jersey's available right now, and I think a lot of people are going to be interested in those. So if you are, use that link down below. Chatsports.com/Quinyon. Nick Sirianni, Howie Rsoeman calling him Quinyon. We'll certainly find out the answer for what that proper pronunciation is, but either way, Mitchell, a dog. You can also find that link on the community tab of our YouTube channel. And as soon as Cooper DeJean got taken, I hit up my boss and I said, we got to get the DeJean shirts back. John, Philly go-to word, part of the lingo, the fabric of the city. You can get those shirts at chatsports.com/DeJean. Available in Kelly green as well as black. We'll also put that link down in the comment section and in the show notes of this video. And you can get that merchandise today. Because last year we were going to go be John Robinson shirts. Those shirts died so that we can make the DeJean shirts. You get the drift. All right, let's continue to look at what Mel Kiper had to say about this Eagles draft class. The fun didn't stop there for Howie Rsoeman as he made a whopping 8 trades over the weekend, the most of any team since 1990. Among those deals, we're collecting 2025 third, fourth, and fifth round selections, one of each, setting up Philadelphia for success in next year's draft. And the Eagles in the 2025 draft, this is what makes Howie Rsoeman a magician, just a great general manager. They have their own first round pick, own second round pick, own third round pick, a Dolphins third, and then Howie able to compile some of that draft capital that we just relayed to you. And Philadelphia has a lot of cap space as of right now, $13.7 million. And you know that Howie's going to free up some cash flow going into next offseason to make even more moves in free agency. He's obsessed with building a football team and trying to improve it. Further from Mel Kiper, as for the day 3 picks he actually used, Howie took running back out of Clemson, Will Shipley at 127. He's an interesting one. He put up 1,200 all-purpose yards in each of the past 3 years. Could he carve out a spot as the third down back? I think he can. Now, of course, Kenneth Gainwell is still on the team, and Kenneth Gainwell is trusted in third down situations because he has pass-catching ability, and he can also pass block. Shipley struggles with pass blocking, also struggles with coughing the football up. But as far as overall ability goes, Will Shipley is a very gifted player. I think that he can contribute early, at the very least. Him and Aeneas Smith making some plays happen on special teams. Cooper DeJean, too. Cooper DeJean could be the kick returner and the punt returner. He's got some horsepower, no joke. Linebacker Jeremiah Trotter Jr. at 155 is a value in my rankings. I have him at number 108 overall, and of course his dad, an Eagles legend. I'm also intrigued by 6'6" wideout Johnny Wilson at 185, who dropped too many passes but has the size that can't be taught. Because of everything Rsoeman acquired in next year's draft, and because of the talent he accumulated this weekend, I feel great about making this class an A. So Kiper's draft grade an A, and it's for the draft compensation that Howie is able to stack up next year for this organization, but also the talent that he's able to bring in here. And I think that in a way, you're going to be able to see some of these rookies contribute early for the 2024 Philadelphia Eagles. So Mel Kiper, A. I went B+. How would you grade the Eagles draft? A, B, C, D, or F? Comment with your thoughts down below. We'll catch you next time here on Eagles Now. Go Birds.